We are the American Indians, baby. Copper color Indians, baby. A real Indian, American Indian is me, not from Africa. Remember that.
White people are scared to death right now, particularly white males. They're scared to death that they are going to lose their power in the future. And they are. But if you...
And we are not Africans. We are not African. Are you an African, baby?
African Americans here, but they recently moved here from places like Kenya, Ethiopia, Zambia, Zimbabwe, and Zaire. But now the brother whose family's lived in this country for generations, occupying space in all the locations, New York, Miami, LA, Detroit, Chicago, even if he's wearing a dashiki and sporting an afro. And if you go to Africa in search of your race, you'll find out quick, you're not an African American. You're just a black American in Africa taking up space. Why you keep trying to...
Time's been moving slowly, so we already in too deep. Can't get no sleep on each other, heavy teasing all day. And when the sun sets, you asking me to come through, kick it with you. Night turn to morning dew, then you let's face it, baby, you know all the places, places. My place is your place, my place, your place, my place. Just face it, no one knows my places like you do. Your places like I do. Like you do. Baby, don't stop. Got the key to the lock, we in our own zone. Make yourself at home, get to know mine on the inside. You can meet at yours next.
Hey, y'all. Smash that like button. Shout out to everybody watching. Honor to y'all, even the one shy watching. Gwen, Mr. Miller, Girly Girl 72, Straight Smoke. Hey now, Big Dog, Philly Dog, OG. Hey sisters, good to see y'all. Smash the like button. So we got Boudin, Mr. Net from Israel, and Mr. Sht. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his name, but I put the first three letters. These three dudes. Of course, we got president, and then we got Israeli prime minister and Palestinians. Prime Minister here on the end, Mr. Shht. I'm not going to try and pronounce this man's name, so I just wrote 3 letters of Palestine. And you got old Joe Owobo, okay, and his homeboy in Israel. And then you got the one with the very strong Negro features. Smash the like button, y'all. He didn't come out wide enough. But he still got his strong Negro features. Could y'all please give me a 1 or fire if you see some strong Negro features over here on the far right, Mr. Y'all see, do y'all see any Negro features in this man? Strong Negro features. Come on, y'all. I need to know. Good. You know they don't deal with no niggas. Very strong. Because I'll make it a little better for you. Let's look at it. I'm going to show you he got some strong Negro features. Look at Mr. Holyfield. Get your motherfucking laugh on. Don't play with me. Up. You look a little bit too niggerish, sir. Your features are too Negro, sir. Get your laugh on. Eric Holder look like Mr. Palestine man. Y'all know it. Smash the like button, y'all. I know Negro features when I see it. Matter of fact, he got a nose like me. Oh, hang nose. I know Negro features when I see him. Eric Holder. And which one is the Palestine minister? Which one, y'all? Same eyebrows, same hair, greater hair. All right, now, which one is the Palestine minister? Please step forward, please. Step forward, please. Step forward. I know what I'm talking about. I know. I know Negroes. I know that when I see them. I told you, we are over this planet. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Shout out to everybody. Yes, we're all over this planet. And he can pass the paper bag test, but he still can't register as no Indian in the army. You got to register with the Negroes. I'm telling you, I know I can see it, but you can run, but you can't hide. Listen. So I smash the like button, y'all. I want, hey, John, Yanita, Enos, what's up, y'all? So I want to listen. We're going to listen to President Boo Boo's speech, and then we go in about, y'all know what Ali Bamu be saying. There's only one American. One. And that's a fact. There is. And y'all know something? I'll wait till after we watch the president's little 20-minute address. Come on, y'all. Let's get right to it. Let's not even wait any longer. Let's listen to what he has to say. Fair use. Let's see. Get up here. I hate when they do this shit. All these damn ads. So Biden, in rare Oval Office speech, says U.S. holds the world together amid wars in Israel. So let's see what he has to say.
Report, a presidential address to the nation. Now reporting, David Muir.
Good evening. We're coming on the air at this hour because President Biden is about to address the nation from the Oval Office, speaking about Israel's war with Hamas and about Ukraine's war with Russia and America's role in helping its allies with these two conflicts now unfolding. He is expected to call on Congress to pass a massive $100 billion foreign aid package. Tonight's address coming just hours after we learned the U.S. has fired its first shots in defense of Israel, the USS Carney taking down rockets fired from Yemen in the direction of Israel. The Pentagon tonight unsure of the intended target, but the U.S. taking action. Israel signaling its ground war into Gaza is imminent. The defense minister there in Israel telling troops today to be ready to see Gaza, quote, from the inside. the Israeli military unleashing relentless airstrikes
Fair
on the Gaza
use.
Strip, saying it has hit hundreds of
This is
Hamas
for
targets now.
educational and
The president
entertainment
deeply
purposes
concerned about the fate of more than
Fair use.
200 hostages held by Hamas, of course, Americans among them, and the urgent humanitarian need for Palestinian civilians caught
Fair
in the middle.
use.
President Biden and Egypt's President El-Sisi brokering a deal to get desperately needed aid to Palestinians through Egypt into Gaza. The first trucks
Come on,
could get
man.
through tomorrow. Let's listen to the president addressing the nation tonight about these wars.
Go ahead,
Good evening,
Joe.
my fellow Americans. We're facing an inflection point in history. One of those moments where the decisions we make today are going to determine the future for decades to come. That's what I'd like to talk with you about tonight. Early this morning, I returned from Israel. They tell me I'm the first American president to travel there during the war. I met with the prime minister and members of his cabinet. And most movingly, I met with Israelis who had personally lived through horrific horror of the attack by Hamas on the 7th of October. More than 1,300 people slaughtered in Israel, including at least 32 American citizens. Scores of innocents, from infants to the elderly grandparents, Israelis, Americans taken hostage. As I told the families of Americans being held captive by Hamas, we're pursuing every avenue to bring their loved ones home. As president, there is no higher priority for me than the safety of Americans held hostage. The terrorist group Hamas unleashed pure, unadulterated evil in the world. But sadly, the Jewish people know perhaps better than anyone that there is no limit to the depravity of people when they want to inflict pain on others. In Israel, I saw people who are strong, determined, resilient, and also angry, in shock and in deep, deep pain.
Fair use.
I also spoke with President Abbas, the Palestinian Authority, and reiterated the United States remains committed to the Palestinian people's right to dignity and to self-determination. The actions of Hamas terrorists don't take that right away. Like so many other, I'm heartbroken by the tragic loss of Palestinian life, including the explosion at the hospital in Gaza, which was not done by the Israelis.
I heard that wasn't true, but go ahead, Joe.
We mourn every innocent life lost. We can't ignore the humanity of innocent Palestinians who only want to live in peace and have an opportunity. You know, the assault on Israel echoes nearly 20 months of war, tragedy, and brutality inflicted on the people of Ukraine, people that were very badly hurt since Putin launched his all-out invasion. We've not forgotten the mass graves, the bodies found bearing signs of torture, rape used as a weapon by the Russians, and thousands of Ukrainian children forcibly taken into Russia, stolen from their parents. It's sick. Hamas and Putin represent different threats, but they share this in common. They both want to completely annihilate a neighboring democracy, completely annihilate it. Hamas' stated purpose for existing is the destruction of the state of Israel and the murder of Jewish people. Hamas does not represent the Palestinian people. Hamas uses Palestinian civilians as human shields, and innocent Palestinian families are suffering greatly because of them. Meanwhile, Putin denies Ukraine has or ever had real statehood.
While you're doing that speech, sir, can you please clarify what you did to my American Aboriginal ancestors here in North America when you arrived on Plymouth Rock? Can you please explain that also, sir? But go ahead, Joe.
He claims the Soviet Union created Ukraine. And just 2 weeks ago, he told the world that if the United States and our allies withdraw, and if the United States withdraw, our allies will as well, military support for Ukraine would have, quote, a week left to live, but we're not withdrawing. I know these conflicts can seem far away. It's natural to ask, why does this matter to America? So let me share with you why making sure Israel and Ukraine succeed is vital for America's national security. You know, history has taught us that when terrorists don't pay a price for their terror, when dictators don't pay a price for their aggression, they cause more chaos and death and more destruction. They keep going, and the cost and the threats to America and the world keep rising. So if we don't stop Putin's appetite for power and control in Ukraine, he won't limit himself just to Ukraine. Putin's already threatened to remind, quote, remind Poland that their Western land was a gift from Russia. One of his top advisors, a former president of Russia, has called Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania Russia's Baltic provinces. These are all NATO allies. For 75 years, NATO has kept peace in Europe and has been the cornerstone of American security. And if Putin attacks a NATO ally, we will defend every inch of NATO which the treaty requires and calls for. We'll have something that we do not seek. Make it clear, we do not seek. We do not seek to have American troops fighting in Russia or fighting against Russia. Beyond Europe, we know that our allies, and maybe most importantly, our adversaries and competitors, are watching. They're watching our response in Ukraine as well. And if we walk away and let Putin erase Ukraine's independence, would-be aggressors around the world would be emboldened to try the same. The risk of conflict and chaos could spread in other parts of the world, in the Indo-Pacific, in the Middle East, especially in the Middle East. Iran is supporting Russia in Ukraine, and is supporting Hamas and other terrorist groups in the region, and will continue to hold them accountable, I might add. The United States and our partners across the region are working to build a better future for the Middle East. One where the Middle East is more stable, better connected to its neighbors, and through innovative projects like the India-Middle East-Europe Rail Corridor that I announced this year at the summit of the world's biggest economies. More predictable markets, more employment, less rage, less grievances, less war when connected. It benefits the people who would benefit the people of the Middle East and would benefit us. American leadership is what holds the world together. American alliances are what keep us, America, safe. American values are what make us a partner that other nations want to.
So America, first of all, Mr. Biden, I understand America holds the world together, but you are not an American. You are a United States citizen, AKA president. You are not an American. Okay? There's a difference. I will be asking Ali Boumar to address you with who the American is, sir.
Work with. To put all that at risk, if we walk away from Ukraine, we turn our backs on Israel, it's just not worth it. That's why tomorrow I'm going to send to Congress an urgent budget request to fund America's national security needs, to support our critical partners, including Israel and Ukraine.
No.
It's a smart investment that's going to pay dividends for American security for generations. Help us keep American troops out of harm's way. Help us build a world that is safer, more peaceful, more prosperous for our children and grandchildren. In Israel, we must make sure that they have what they need to protect their people today and always. The security package I'm sending to Congress and asking Congress to do is an unprecedented commitment to Israel's security.
Fair use.
That will sharpen Israel's qualitative military edge, which we've committed to, the qualitative military edge. We're going to make sure Iron Dome continues to guard the skies over Israel. We're going to make sure other hostile actors in the region know that Israel is stronger than ever and prevent this conflict from spreading. Look, at the same time, President Netanyahu and I discussed again yesterday the critical need for Israel to operate by the laws of war. That means protecting civilians in combat as best as they can. The people of Gaza urgently need food, water, and medicine. Yesterday, in discussions with the leaders of Israel and Egypt, I secured an agreement for the first shipment of humanitarian assistance from the United Nations to Palestinian civilians in Gaza. If Hamas does not divert or steal these shipments, we're going to provide an opening for sustained delivery of life-saving humanitarian assistance for the Palestinians. As I said in Israel, as hard as it is, we cannot give up on peace. We cannot give up on a two-state solution. Israel and Palestinians equally deserve to live in safety, dignity, and peace.
You didn't say that in
Here at
1865.
home, we have to be honest with ourselves.
A lot
In
of
recent
niggas
years,
died
too
in
much hate is given
1865.
too much oxygen, fueling racism, the rise of anti-Semitism, Islamic phobia, right here in America. It's also intensified in the wake of recent events that led to the horrific threats and attacks that both shock us and break our hearts. On October 7th, terror attacks have triggered deep scars and terrible memories in the Jewish community. Today, Jewish families worried about being targeted in school, wearing symbols of their faith, walking down the street, or going out about their daily lives. And I know many of you in the Muslim American community, the Arab American community, the Palestinian American community, and so many others are outraged and heartened, saying to yourselves, here we go again with Islamophobia and distrust we saw after 9/11. Just last week, a mother was brutally stabbed. A little boy here in the United States, a little boy who just turned 6 years old, was murdered in their home outside of Chicago. His name was Wadiha, a proud American, a proud Palestinian American family. We can't
no.
stand by and stand silent when this happens. We must, without equivocation, denounce anti-Semitism. We must also, without equivocation, denounce Islamophobia. And to all you hurting, those of you hurting, I want you to know I see you. You belong. And I want to say this.
But you forced our people, the Americans, the actual Americans, not the fake ones that keep saying they're American. You forced them into Christianity. But go ahead, Joe, because I ain't finished.
To you, you're all America. You're all America. This is in a moment.
No, they're not.
In moments like these, when fear and
United
suspicion,
States citizens.
anger and rage run hard, we have to work harder than ever to hold on to the values that make us who we are. We're a nation of religious freedom, freedom of expression. We all have a right to debate and disagree without
Lies.
fear of being targeted in schools or workplaces or in our communities. I must renounce violence and vitriol. See each other not as enemies, but as fellow Americans. When I was in Israel yesterday, I said that when America experienced the hell of 9/11, we felt enraged as well. While we sought and got justice,
Oh,
we made
please.
mistakes. So I caution the government of Israel not to be blinded by rage. And here in America, let us not forget who we are. We reject
Right.
all
You're
forms,
a United States citizen.
all forms of hate, whether against Muslim, Jews, or anyone.
Liar.
That's what great nations do. And we are a great nation.
No, you're not.
On Ukraine, I'm asking Congress to make sure we can continue to send Ukraine the weapons they need to defend themselves and their country
I
without
disagree.
interruption,
I disagree.
so Ukraine can stop Putin's
No.
brutality in Ukraine.
No.
They are succeeding. When Putin invaded Ukraine, he thought he would take Kyiv and all of Ukraine in a matter of days. Well, over a year later, Putin has failed, and he continues to fail. Kyiv still stands because of the bravery of the Ukrainian people. Ukraine has regained more than 50% of the territory Russian troops once occupied, backed by US-led coalition of more than 50 countries around the world, all doing its part to support Kyiv. What would happen if we walked away?
Nothing.
We are the essential nation.
So
Meanwhile, Putin has turned to Iran and
walk
North
away.
Korea
You should have did
to buy
that
attack
when you
drones
came here.
and ammunition
Shoulda
to
turned your
terrorize
ship
Ukrainian
around.
cities and people. From the outset, I've said, I will not send American troops to fight in Ukraine. All Ukraine is asking for is help for the weapons, munitions, the capacity, the capability to push invading Russian forces off their land, and the air defense system to shoot down Russian missiles before they destroy Ukrainian cities. Let me be clear about something. We send Ukrainian equipment sitting in our stockpiles. And when we use the money allocated by Congress, we use it to replenish our own stores, our own stockpiles with new equipment. Equipment that defends America and is made in America. Patriot missiles for air defense batteries, made in Arizona. Artillery shells manufactured in 12 states across the country, in
Yeah,
Pennsylvania,
you need all
Ohio,
that shit for
Texas,
the Indians.
and so much more. You know, just as in World War II, today patriotic American workers are building the arsenal of democracy and serving the cause of freedom. Let me close with this. Earlier this year, I boarded Air Force One for a secret flight to Poland. There I boarded a train with blacked out windows for a 10-hour ride each way to Kyiv to stand with the people of Ukraine ahead of the one-year anniversary of their brave fight against Putin. I'm told I was the first American to enter a war zone not controlled by the United States military since President Lincoln. With me was just a small group of security personnel. and a few
President Lincoln
advisors.
don't like you.
But when I exited that train and met Zelensky, President Zelensky, I didn't feel alone. I was bringing with me the idea of America, the promise of America, to the people who are today fighting for the same things we fought for 250 years ago: freedom, independence, self-determination. As
Oh,
I walked
really?
through Kyiv with President Zelensky, with air raid sirens sounding in the distance, I felt something I've always believed.
So why all the Negroes got 8 damn identities from y'all? But go ahead, Joe.
More strongly than ever before, America is a beacon to the world. Still. Or as my friend Madeleine Albright said, the indispensable nation. Tonight, there are innocent people all over the world who hope because of us, who believe in a better life because of us.
You mean all the countries all over the world that you colonized, that ain't your country, that want you, that's starting to want you to get out?
Who are desperate not to be forgotten by us and are waiting for us. But time is of the essence. I know we have our divisions at home. We have to get past them. We can't let petty, partisan, angry politics get in the way of our responsibilities as a great nation. We cannot and will not let terrorists like Hamas and tyrants like Putin win. I refuse to let that happen. In moments like these, we have to remember who we are. We're the United States of America.
Correct.
The
Now you
United
got
States
it
of
right.
America.
Right.
And there is nothing beyond our capacity if we do it together. My fellow Americans, thank you for your time. May God bless you all. May God protect our troops.
Okay, I've had enough of that. Okay? All of what he said. And it's just funny how you could sit up there with a straight face after what you did to every country that you're colonized in. You have a history, okay, of using weapons of mass destruction in every country. Every country you colonized in, you did it as war against the indigenous, aka Aboriginal people of every different continent. You control by weapons. You are not an American. You are a country on the continent of America. You need to be checked at the door. I don't want my tax dollars as an American going to no other country. You don't take care of this country. Go look at California right now. New York. You need to be on the phone calling your congressmen and congresswomen, telling them you don't support our money going over to countries that have nothing to do with us. For every foreigner that's here, you're sending money to their country. If you have to do that, then all the foreigners need to go back to their country. That means all the Israelites here, the Jews or whatever, they need to go back to Israel. Everybody that is not of this soil need to go back to their country. You want to make America great again? Get out our country. All of you. Get out. You sit up there and talk about the horrible things that's going on in the Middle East. And you never talk about the horrible things you did to get the United States to be here and still sitting here. You lied about my people's history. You lied in your schools. You made our grandparents say that they were from Africa. We got the footage. We got the documents. You taught foreigners that came over here and went to your public school systems that we came on slave ships and that we were slaves. And you know damn well none of you brought us here. You put Asians over our original government. That would be the 5 civilized tribes. You lied. You gave foreigners that came over here our ancestors' names. You gave and you still do it today. When you want foreigners to come over here under secret identities, you give them our ancestors' surnames. You continue to put my sons in prison. Unusual and cruel punishment. You divided all the Indians from the American continent. You divided them up. All of you Europeans did. You divided us from our brothers in South America, Central America, North America. You divided all of us up against each other, and you continue to do it today. You divided our brothers and sisters in Mexico against us. And you're taking our tax dollars and sending it over to a country we don't got a damn thing to do with. I want my money here. When you cut a check for them, cut me mine. I don't want my money. I want it retroactive for every fucking war you paid for. You forced us off of our tribal lands and into all the inner cities across the 50 states. You did it. You got my brothers thinking they're from Africa, and they didn't come from there. None of your government records say we came from Africa, and you know it. I think what we need to do is pick up the phone and continuously call our congressmen and congresswomen and tell them, don't send our fucking money over there. Reject the bill. And now you're talking about that there's threats being aimed at the United States. We'll bear arms. They want to threaten us. We'll arm ourselves. If they're already here from the creeps that you let in through the border, we're armed. We're ready for them. We're ready for them. We're not afraid of any of the spooks that you let in through the borders. Do you really think Pookie, Ray Ray, Shaquisha, and me are scared of the motherfuckers you let through the borders? We're ready for them. We're ready for them. We're not scared. You're scared. I will defend myself at all costs for all these foreign agents and actors that you have sent in this country. We're not afraid of anything that cross the border. You are. We don't want our money going over to Israel. They never did a fucking thing for us. I'm tired. People's husbands are dying and they can't collect their husbands' Social Security until they're fucking 60. When they die, they should be able to collect their husbands' Social Security the minute they die. But yet, you take our husbands that are dead's money and give it to a fucking foreigner and food stamps and housing because they're in a refugee suffering situation. What about when our husband die? Doesn't that put us in financial hardships? I'm demanding Congress to pass the bill so that when our spouses die, we can collect their money. I don't want my spouse's money that he worked for all his fucking life to go to no foreigners. America is supposed to be taken care of first. And you continue to put foreign countries over us with our fucking money. You leave my husband's pension and Social Security out of this. I want my husband's money now. You push us in the hood, bring foreigners over here and put them up in remodeled, beautiful homes. Meanwhile, all the Indians you pushed off of the reservations, you pushed them off their farmlands and into the inner cities in pissy 32-story buildings. That's tragic. There's a lot of things that we need to do to start making noise that we don't do. And because we don't do it is why they act the way they act. I know you don't want to be involved in politics, but you need to start going to your municipalities and tell them to let you see the motherfucking budget for the whole town and ask them where's the money's going. Go to the housing authorities in your town, the public housing authorities in your town, and let them see and tell them you want to see the budget and how they're spending the money and who's getting in the fucking public housing off of your tax dollars. You need to start. You want to see their financial records. You have a right to go and request that information. That's when niggas' heads gonna roll, because the money is not being applied like it's supposed to be in the municipalities. It's not, y'all. It's not. They love it that you don't go to the meetings because you don't know where the money's going in your town that's supposed to go on your public housing. They're not doing it right, and you need to act. You need to shake these motherfuckers up. I'm going to take a 2-minute break because I'm livid. I'm livid. And I'm going to open up the panel because this is Friday Smoke, and I want to hear what you think. I want to know.
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far where I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense, but nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion, we probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering when they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering. I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Y'all, welcome to the panel. The link is pinned to the top. I am going to show you. I swear, if you got your cell phone on you, it only takes less than a minute to call your congressman. on his phone and leave a voice message. And I will sit here and look up who your congressman is and give you their number so you can call them now. This need to go viral. I'm calling up my congressman right now. His name is John Larson. So I'm going to do this live on your phone. While you're on the phone, while you're on live, so you can see me leave a voice message, and you need to do the same thing. If you're from the same state, from somebody else in the chat room, I don't care. Leave as many voice messages as you can. But I'm going to sit here, and you can tell me who your congressman is. I'll look them up, their phone number, and you call them real quick while you're live with me. I'm starting first.
Good afternoon, Congressman Larson's office. How can I help you?
Yes, my name is Beth Giles. I am a citizen of the state of Connecticut, and I would like to leave a voice message for Congressman Larson not to support sending money to the Middle East.
Yeah, I'd be happy to take that message for you. If I could just get some personal information so I can pass that along. What's your address?
880 Rose, ROSE Circle, Apartment E, Middletown, Connecticut, 06457.
All right, thank you so much for calling in today.
And do you have my name?
Yes, you said Beth Giles, right?
Giles.
Giles?
Yes, and I do not support sending money to help the Middle East. America needs to be made great again, and he should be taking care of Americans with our tax dollars. I'd really appreciate it if you get that message to him.
Yes, I will definitely make sure it gets to him.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Yep. Easy does it. Who's next? Let's see. We got a couple of them. Hang on, y'all. It's very easy to say and do. Let's see. Joe Courtney. Because, see, we have, in Connecticut, we have 4. That was Congress Larson. Now I'm going to do Joe Courtney. Joe Courtney's phone number. Okay. Hang on, y'all. Oh, 202 225 2076.
Good afternoon, Office of Congressman Joe Courtney. How may I help you?
Yes, my name is Beth Giles. I'm a citizen of Connecticut, and Mr. Courtney is our congressman, and I'd like to leave a message.
Yes, of course.
Okay, I do not want him to support sending money to the Middle East. I think our tax dollars should be spent on the real Americans.
See, one moment. I can write this down, please. Okay. I have your opinion written down. I'll pass along to the congressman. Can I just get a couple of contact information questions?
Sure.
What was your first and last name?
You could put my short name, Bethy. It's Beth with a Y.
D-E-C-H-Y?
No, B-E-T as in Tom, H-Y.
Okay. And then your last name?
Giles. That's marriage.
And what is your address?
80 Rose Circle, Apartment E, Middletown, Connecticut. I'm sorry, it's Unit E. It's unit E because it's a unit.
And can I get your email?
Yes, it's my first name, short name, Bethy, G as in girl, UILE as in eagle, S as in Sam.
I am so sorry. I'm going to have you repeat that. The phone cut out.
Okay, Bethy,
Beghy?
Bet as in Tom, HY.
Okay.
G as in girl, UILE as in eagle, S as in Sam.
And
1966 at Gmail.
And what is your phone number?
860-920-9665.
All right. Thank you so much for calling, and I will.
Can you repeat my message that I left so I can make sure you have it right?
Yes. I wrote that you do not want the congressman to support sending money to the Middle East, as you would rather have taxpayer money be sent to Americans in the country.
Thank you very much. Have a good day, ma'am.
Thank you, you too.
And I'll be calling the other three. But since I have you on, because I'm not playing, this is how it's got to be done. This is how it has to be done. You need to just pick the phone up. So, who's next? I can look up your congressman. All it takes is a phone call. They need to hear our voices. And she got my message and my number. I know it because she repeated my message. And believe me, a lot of them feel the same way too. Okay. So, what state? Who wants their congressman's number? Who wants the number? Because we can make this shit viral. All you got to do, you ain't got to leave your damn house. I already got my coffee. I stay on this goddamn cell phone and make calls. I was the call queen when I was campaigning. Oh, they know Sister Bethy. Oh, trust me, honey. Give me your state. I will get your Congress number right now and give it to you in the chat so you could call and say exactly what I said. If you don't like what the fuck is going on, you need to speak up. Let's go. Georgia. Okay. Hang on, y'all. Georgia. I'll do Georgia. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm going to do. Oh, California was first. Let me do California. Okay. California. Here we go, California. Hang on, y'all, give me 2 seconds. I'm coming. Oh, okay. Here it is. I'm going to just copy it and paste it right in the chat room. California is coming. Here you go. California. Who was next? Then we got South Carolina. Oh, we know who that is. That would be Clyburn. James Clyburn. Let's see. South Kakalaki. Here we go. Copy. This is South Carolina. Pick that phone up. Here it comes, South Carolina. South Carolina. Let's see. There you go. South Carolina. There's South Carolina. Pick that damn phone up and say exactly what I said. That's South Carolina. Let me see who is after South Carolina. I already gave y'all California. Georgia. Georgia. Okay. Rick Allen. Rick. Okay, here's Georgia. Rick W. Allen. And his phone number is 706 228 1980. Here's Georgia. What was next? Georgia, South Carolina, Maryland. Maryland. There we go. That would be John. Here go Maryland. Woo. Maryland would be John, Sarbanes. Number is 410-832-8890. There is Maryland right there. Let's see. I already did Georgia. There's Maryland. There's South Carolina. Okay. There's California. All right. Who was next? Let's see. South Carolina, we did Maryland, Georgia, South Carolina. We did California. Let's see who's next. That's California. Who else? Let me see if I see any more states. Any more states in here? Whose number you need? We did Georgia. We did Georgia. We did Maryland. Oh, Wisconsin. All right, let me do Wisconsin. Wisconsin would be Congress. No. Where are you? Wisconsin. Oh, here he is. Mark. Gotcha. His phone number is, let's see, Washington. Wisconsin. His name is, Mark Pocan, Pocan. Mark, Pocan. His number is 202 225 2906. And in Wisconsin, or you call his Wisconsin number, which is 608 258 9800. All right. There's Wisconsin. All right. Michigan. Let's get up Michigan. 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 That would be in Washington. Here he is. That would be Ray. Let me see. No. Oh, Debbie. Her name is Debbie. Oh, Michigan. Where are you? Debbie. EBBIE Dingle. And her number in DC is 202-225-6276. All right. There's Michigan. This shit is fun, y'all. I love doing this. All right. There's Michigan. Call their ass right now. Cherokee boy. Hey, baby girl. Debbie Stabenow. Let me look her up. Debbie Stabenow. Copy. Debbie Stabenow. She's in Detroit, Michigan, too. Detroit. GAN is Debbie. SCABENOW. Her number is 202-224-4822. Boom. That's okay. We got it. So now, also in Michigan, is Debbie Stabenow. Call them and do the same thing I did. Any more states? Anybody got any more states? I done did Connecticut. Lex, you done lost your damn mind. You are hereby rejected. No, you're not joining Wire. No way. We don't do Africans. Bye. A hot mess. He a hot mess. Let me see. Any other states? Oh, Texas. Okay. Hey, baby. Texas. Oh. Okay. Oh my goodness. Sheila Jackson Lee stepped down. Texas. Okay, we got Beth Van Doon. Call her and tell her to stop the madness. So this is Texas. Her number is 202-225-6605. And her name is Beth Van Duyne. All right. There's Texas. Okay. Washington. I am the one. Washington. Pamela. I just want her phone. Oh, here we go. You got Marie. Paste. She's in Washington. It's quite a few. Her number is 202. I love doing this. 202. 225-3536. And her name is Marie, and she's Washington. Washington. She's Washington State. Marie. All right. Call her ass right now. Who else is in Washington? Pamela. You got us in Washington, D.C. You can call. Let's see. 202-225. Here's the phone. I'm going to write it down. Here's the phone number. Paste. And then you have her name is P-R-A-M-I-L-A-J-A-Y-A-P-A-L. And she's Washington. Put her in there. And then I'll show you who passed, who voted for it or against it. And that's the one that you antagonize. The one that didn't listen to your voice. That's Washington too. There's a couple. Call all of them. Let me see. They got, okay, Missouri. Let's do Missouri. It's S-O-U-R-I. Jason Smith. His phone number. Okay. Bryant, Missouri. Okay. His name is Bryant. This is Missouri, M-I-S-S-O-U-R-I. His name is Bryant, B-R-I-A-N-S-C-I-T-Z. And his phone number is 573-751-1309. And his ass is still in there. There's Missouri. There's Missouri. Let's see who else we got. We got Missouri. We got Washington. If you want to call Sheila Jackson Lee, I'll give you her phone number. Phone number. Texas. So damn phone number. Okay, the phone number is copy. I don't think she's that anymore. Come on with your slow self. Sheila. She's Texas. Houston, Texas. And her phone number is that. There you go. There you go. Let's see. Dear Sheila Jackson Lee, Texas. Y'all can all call these numbers. But it's better if you're from that state. Oh, Massachusetts. Okay. Massachusetts. Phone number. Massachusetts Congressman phone number. Oh, okay. Massachusetts representatives. Congressman. Massachusetts. Richard Neal. Here we go. Richard. Okay. Peter Durant. Come on now, give us the right one. DC number. There's the DC number. Richard Neal. All right, this is Massachusetts. Massachusetts. His name is Richard Neal. His phone number is 202 225 5601. All right. There's Richard Neal. Richard Neal, Massachusetts. Let's see who else we got up in here. Seattle, Washington. Okay. Congress phone number. Okay. That would be. Oh, I already put their name up. I'll put it up again. Seattle. LE. I already gave that name. J.A. Mr. Jayapal. Their phone number is 206 674 206 674 0040. That's Seattle, Washington. Right there. Hey, George. I'm in here having fun. Let me see. I did Seattle, Washington. That's a lot. That's a lot of states. I already did my state. Yep. Mass, Texas. All right. Detroit. We did a lot. Wow. We did a lot of states. Make those calls, y'all. I made mine. So the link is pinned to the top, y'all, because they need to be checked at the door. I'm tired of them saying that they're Americans. They are not Americans. They're United States citizens. United States citizens are not Americans. Americans are the indigenous people of the continent. That's the American. The United States is a country that sits on the indigenous peoples, aboriginals, land, continent. Got that? All right now. Straight Smoke, hit the link up and tell me what your congressman said. Hey, George. I want to know what your congressman said. Call their asses. Oh, Huntsville, Alabama. You going to call your congressman, George? I find Huntsville, Alabama. Tell them you do not support sending no damn money to pay for the war over in Israel. Let me see. Huntsville. All right, let's see. That would be, Dale Strong. Alabama. His name is Dale Strong. His number is 256 551 0190. Call them and tell them don't send no damn money over to no damn Israel. Hell no. Let them take care of their own wars. They don't do nothing for this country, and we want our money in our country. I thought United States was broke. Why you sending money? And if you ain't broke, give us our damn money. Tell them, no, you do not support. You do not support sending money over to Israel. Until they learn how to respect their own country, United States, not America. America's not your country. Saying all the shit that's happened over in the Middle East. Not even talking about what you doing and you continue to do in our country. That's some crazy shit. I mean, the Middle East and countries like the Middle East, they're a dictatorship country, and a lot of their people there, they're controlled, and a lot of them, believe it or not, they think that we're in power. A lot of them do. The ones that are like not in the news and shit, and like the big shots. But the actual people, they, still think that we're in power over here. The brown people, they really do. Because I remember one girl telling me that there was a man from India or the Middle East. I think it was the Middle East. And she worked in a real estate office. She was a realtor. And the guy from the Middle East said he wanted to, when he came in the office, he saw white people and a brown lady. And he said he wanted to speak to the black lady to help him get a house. He did not want to, because he thought that we were in control and power. He did not want the white person helping them find a place. So he he said, he was pointing at the black lady and he was telling that to her boss. And he don't know that this is the boss of Allstate, but he said, I want the black lady to help me. He's telling him, I'm her boss. He said, I want the black lady. He did not want to do business with the white man. And they think that we're in power over here. And that's not the case. Because they know this is our land. So they come to us. A lot of people from the Middle East and way over there in them kind of like third world countries, they think that we're in power. Now, when their kids, come here to the United States and they go to college and stuff, they want to clean with us, but because to them, we look like them. And that's when they learn that we're not in power and we're treated real bad by the white people. Like they're treated real bad by the white people in their own fucking country. So they're thinking that we're in power, but they learn when they go to school over here, when they get, picked in the lottery to go to school over here, whatever. That's when they learn and they go back and say, no, it's like over here, the white people treat the black people bad. Over there, they're not in power anymore. They took over, they have those conversations. Hey, Straight.
How you doing, Sister Bethy?
I'm good. What's good?
Nothing much. Got my smokers out here going. I got an event tomorrow. I took, as soon as you said that, I took straight to the call.
Okay. I did too. I love doing that. I do. But when we did it, it was like hundreds of people and we all knew how to contact our reps. We would get on our cell phones, all like 500 of us in one room, and pick up the phone. We would be blowing up the General Assembly's phone lines. They couldn't even get no more voice messages because we flooded their phones. And then we said, well, we can't get their phones. Leave our message. We flooded the email lines. That's how we did it. And that's how it got to be done. You have to. When you work on code and they start seeing that brown people are like, are fucking calling, they start losing their fucking mind. And I'm telling y'all, I know you don't like politics, but when they start seeing brown people walk in them fucking town councils and showing up to them town council meetings and then walking in there saying, I want a copy of the finance report, because they have to give it to you. I want a copy of the finance report. and see how the money's being distributed. Who's getting this pay, who's getting that, and if the government send any grants or any monies to the municipality, you want to see what it was, and you want to see where did those funds go. Is it going on public housing? And if so, how much money went on public housing? Because right now, public housings look like a pieces of shit, and public housings are being given to boule people. So I would like to see the budget, and I want to know how many poor people that are not mid-salary, are not eligible, have not been offered an opportunity to get in these nice units that you put up for the public. Oh yeah, honey, you can start going in there. They ain't gonna like that shit. You need to call the White House too.
I hit them with the raw facts. I told them flat out, you think everybody don't know that Obama sent $150 billion over to Iran to fund this? You don't remember that? Okay. I sure do. 2009. I sure do. Yes, ma'am.
Damn, I don't remember that.
Yes, ma'am. Obama sent $150 billion to Iran, which effectively funded Hamas.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yes, you can just do a quick search. Did Obama fund Hamas? That's all you got to do. Simple.
You know, Hamas, what he was telling me, he's like, they're like the Black Panthers of Palestine. That's what he said. He said you can look at them like that. They're like the Black Panthers of Palestine. But they was funded by Israel. I don't get it. What did they do? They turned on them.
No, they're funding both sides of the war. War is a racket.
I know, but I'm like, didn't Israel fund Hamas?
Once upon a time.
They started them up, helped them get started, right?
See, this is all through what John McCain did with ISIS. Okay, so everything was broke off into different factions through there. And that's what I'm about to pull up right now is when did John McCain, Senator then John McCain, speak with ISIS? Because I got photos of him with these people.
Okay. You gonna do a share screen? You do a share screen. I want to see it. Hey, if you made your call, please throw up some fire if you made your call. All right, Gwen. Gwen made her call. If you made your call, you the bomb. If you made your call, every time somebody tell me they made a call, I'm going to drop a bomb for you. So here's Gwen. Here's for Straight Smoke. He made his call to his congressman. Make their call. Oh, Kiowa and Aboriginal. Oh, I got to throw this bomb. Hold up. Kiowa made her call. Let's see. Cherokee Boy, our girly 72 made her call. Gwen Freeman made her call. Who else made their call? Copper Aborigines, you better make your call so I could drop a bomb for everybody that make their call. Okay, so this okay, go ahead. Straight.
That's Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. He was the one that helped create ISIS.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. This is a next level Ponzi scheme just for taxpayer money.
Wow. We need to make phone calls telling Congress that Joe Biden needs to step down from his position as president because he's sending our money over there against our wishes.
Yes, ma'am. That's one of the people that helped funded ISIS, which broke off into different factions to Hamas and what is the other one? It's Hamas, ISIS, and
the Cherokee. We was calling our congressmen to tell them that we do not support sending money over to help with the war. We should all make calls to DC and tell the president that we think he should resign from his position as president, and that Kamala Harris should not be take his position when he stepped down and let it go to the Speaker of the House, because neither one of them are doing things in the favorite eyes of the real Americans. They need to step down for a horrible presidency. We should call the White House and tell them we're demanding that Joe Biden steps down from his position. For real. But that's why we were calling our congressmen to tell them do not support our monies, our tax dollars going over to pay for Israeli and Palestine's war. You're going to sit his ass up there and send our money over there. But they're not. He's not. They don't have the balls to say, excuse me, did you forget what you did to get the United States? What about all the murders, the hangings, everything? Oh, that's right. There is no speaker. He stepped. ISSL. You thinking of Straight Smoke? Straight Smoke. Kai said, "Is it ISSL? You thinking of?"
No, it's another group, and actually, I'm looking into something else that further backs the claim that I'm making, that even Obama had ordered the CIA to train parts of the Islamic State.
I've recall hearing that.
See, this was well thought out. This was well thought out. These people are not playing.
But he said that we should stand by supporting the war. Biden.
I don't support any war.
I'm looking for that right now.
No one benefits from war.
Oh, he said threats facing U.S. Let's see. What? Wait a minute. I hate when it does that. A blunt. Biden, he says that, wait a minute. He said President Biden issued a blunt new warnings about ongoing existential threats to U.S. democracy in a major address Thursday, sharpening the central argument in its potential rematch with Donald Trump and asking voters to prioritize the health of Americans. Oh, okay. I want to read this. Here it is. Here is what he said. He says there's something dangerous happening in America now. Biden said during his speech in Arizona, where he was also honoring his friend, the late Republican Senator John McCain. There's an extremist movement that does not share the basic beliefs of our democracy, the MAGA movement. What? Make America great again. Oh, he's calling them an extremist. There's no question that today's Republican Party is driven and intimidated by MAGA Republican extremists, he said, using the acronym for Trump's political movement. The extreme agenda is carried out would fundamentally alter the institutions of American democracy as we know it. The stark message was Biden's most forceful attempt at calling out Trump's anti-democratic behavior since the former president was criminally charged for his attempts to subvert the 2020 election results. This is bullshit.
The art of misdirection.
Trump says the Constitution gave him the right to do whatever he wants as president, Biden said, referencing his most likely GOP challenger by name. I've never heard presidents say that in jest. Oh, he's full of crap. He's full of crap.
Well, it is CNN.
He's full of crap. So we've been calling our congressman today. I called my congressman live. That's what I did. If anyone's just tuning in, we've been calling our congressmen and telling them that we don't support sending money over to fund a war in the Middle East. We need our money here to fund the Americans. Sending our money over there does not help us at all. And we're tired. So that's what we've been doing. I've been looking up people's congressmen here live and giving them their phone numbers. So if you have a state congressman and you want to know their phone number, just let me know what state it is, and I will look that person up so you can call them right now on the phone and tell them, do not fund the war. Do not stand behind this crap. Hey, Dark Star 22. It's just like, so it's the same bullshit, you know, that we've been talking about. Let's see. Not one of these countries or Europeans did a damn thing for our people. Do you recall Spain doing anything for our people? Straight.
Not at all. Not at all.
What about Portugal?
I could put it to you like this. Show me any other country that taxed the shit out of their constituents and send it to America.
None of them.
Not a one.
Why are we? Why? Why are they doing this? They're taking care of countries that they come from, but yet won't go back there and live. Go there and live. If you're going to take our tax dollars and send them to other countries where you have family and cousins and friends, then you need to be going over there because our money's not for them. They don't send us their tax dollars, like you said.
And won't neither. And you're absolutely correct. That's what it looks like in a nutshell. They are sending our money back to their home country. Sort of like when, I don't know, a Mexican or anybody else moves here, they send their money back home. That's about right.
That's
there.
Money that they make.
Yep.
But they need to go back to their home countries then. If you're going to send our money, if you're going to take money from us to send to your country of origination, then it need to be a law in Congress that you need to go back. If that's what you do, if you support a war, you need to go to that country and live. Whatever war you support and helping out, you should leave this country. And the United States should remove the person that proposes that and put their ass over in that country.
I got one even better. If they keep importing people from other countries here, those countries should not be able to get any aid. They don't need it. There are people over here.
Why are we giving them aid, though? Can that
hope.
be explained? Why are we giving them aid for what?
Because they're so desolate. They need help. And the only people to help them is American people.
And United States citizens are helping them.
Mm-hmm.
And Americans, because we work in a fucking companies and they take tax dollars from us. If you're gonna send my tax dollars over to another fucking country, then you're not getting it. What if we all, what would happen if we all stop paying taxes? Will we all go to jail? If we just did not pay our taxes and we just keep working and not pay our taxes, what would happen?
They don't get paid. Ain't no money for them to use.
If we go to our HRs and say, do not take taxes out my check, I'll pay them on my own at the end of the year. And then we just don't pay them motherfuckers. What would happen?
They'll be out on their ass. You already know. They'll be out on their ass.
I'm gonna look that up.
Man. And that's something that needs to be explored right there. Right there. What you said. I'll pay my own taxes. I don't need you to take nothing out my check. Not a zip.
I'm seeing right here. All right. What happens?
Yes, Aborigines. There is a form through the IRS that you can get. Yes, it is. That's what people don't want to do because they don't want to become liable for their own money. I get it every year for my own business. That's what I really want people to do. Go back to working for yourselves. You're making somebody else rich that don't even care about you. Will replace you in a heartbeat soon as you get hurt or anything goes wrong in your family.
Oh, here's what they do. It says right here. I'd like to know if you just never pay your taxes, what would happen? It says this. Here's what it says. If you just never pay your taxes. My father never paid his taxes. He just died and said, fuck them all. He said he was never paying them taxes and he didn't. The penalty, if you don't pay your taxes, immediately interest penalties start. If you don't pay your tax bill in full by the filing deadline, the IRS will charge interest on whatever amount is outstanding. The IRS may also levy a late payment penalty, sometimes also called failure to file penalty, of 0.5% per month with a maximum penalty of 25% of your unpaid taxes. Okay. The agency urges you to pay at least a portion of your bill as soon as possible to limit penalties and interest. 1 to 3 months, notices start to arrive. 2 to 6 months, tax liens and collection calls may happen. 3+ months, IRS levies and passport restrictions. A tax levy is the actual seizure of your assets, property, bank accounts, Social Security payments, or even your paycheck to pay your debt. That's what they'll do if you don't pay your taxes.
So then how do some of these people go 5, 6 to 10 years without paying their taxes?
I don't know. I know a lot of people make sure that they don't have bank accounts and they don't take Social Security and they have those EIN numbers. There's no paycheck coming. So that it makes it difficult for them to, if they have their own business. I don't know.
See, that's the thing about having your own business. They can only go off of what you tell them.
But then they do audits.
They can audit all they want. See, all they're going to ask, like for me, they're going to ask for my books, right?
You said there's no law for you to pay your taxes.
No, it's not. There is no tax law to say the state that you have to pay your taxes. There is no law. You can ask I got an aunt that works for the IRS. And she told me flat out, just keep your receipts. That's all you got to do. You can cook your books how you like, but the receipts got to add up once you have to face the IRS.
But you don't have to pay taxes, you're saying?
You don't have to. They'll just penalize you. That's all they can do is penalize you. If you don't, why do you think like some people put everything in like their mom's name or their kid's name or something like that? Those people are avoiding taxes.
I know a lot of Jewish people who do that.
Yes.
They take all their assets and put it in their kids' name so that they can't be fucked with. But there's a certain amount of time that you have to do it. Like if it's been 5 years, they can't come after your kids. So most people immediately do it before they immediately do it.
That is just fear. That's just fear. And in this day and age, there is no way that we should be succumbed to the lack of knowledge. There's too much information out here.
For Indians not taxed, that's why that should be exercised, because you're not supposed to be enumerated or taxed.
As to why majority of all of my kids doesn't even have a Social Security number. Ain't no paper trail for them. It's over.
Let's see. But okay, here's what it says. This I'm a screenshot this. Hold up, y'all. I'm showing you what Indian not tax mean. Okay. Let me save this. Save.
Certify, you right. Trust do get you around paying taxes, but at the end of the day, they still have your records. That's the whole point, is them having a record on you. Once you remove yourself from their records, what do they have?
Oh my goodness. Y'all a mess. Well, let's see. Oh. I'm about to put H. Oh. Come on now, where are you? I know I put it in. Oh, am I in the right one? Yeah, I am. Oh, there it is. Sorry. Okay, read this. Read that. Straight.
Indians not taxed are remnants of uncivilized tribes or bodies of Indians untaxed by reason or specific treaties or laws controlling their relation to the national government, as the 6 nations of New York and the 5 civilized tribes of Indian Territory.
So there you have it. Anybody? What is your thought on that?
It blatantly tells you the truth. If you do not know your history, you are a slave. Period.
Remnants of uncivilized tribes. You're a remnant. You are a remnant. Are you not a remnant of an uncivilized tribe?
They call it uncivilized. My tribe was very civilized.
Right. But I'm just saying. I think they're talking about the Iroquois certified. Your individual family is a uncivilized tribe.
Yes, ma'am.
Girlie, you uncivil. Your family. Civilized is like when you're actually doing something in the community. That's what they mean. So like if you're a tribe and you're providing services to the community, that's what they call civilized. If you're not doing anything active in the community, your family, which is a tribe, your individual family. If you're doing something active in the community, like say that like you run fundraisers for coat drives and do all these fundraisers and that helps the community, you are civilized. If you just have your kids and you home and you married with your husband and y'all go to work every day and just your individual selves, you're uncivilized. Civilized meaning being an active part in the community. What's your thought?
I'm really looking at the wordplay they used here, and it's just sticking out to me. Laws controlling their relation to the national government. Laws, specific treaties or laws. So that means that you had to have been subjected to some kind of treaty or law for them to say that, oh, we cannot tax them, but we can tax these other people. So they've already had segregation already. God, Europeans are something else. Laws controlling their relation to the national government.
Look at this
So
one.
that's
This
when
is
I
how-
need to look up.
Look at this. I'm putting all this up here. It's a hot mess, huh?
This was a
Look at
well
this.
thought out thing.
Check
I mean,
this out.
you got to give credit to the ignorance. You got to give credit because this shows the Go Along Get Along gang has been hard at it. We definitely need to find different means and ways to be able to become back whole again.
This right here, look at this. Let me see. I gotta find it. Here it is. Look at this one. Oh, damn. Okay, I'll get rid of this. Do you see a big difference in these two? Nope. They both niggas. That's why they giving Palestine a hard time. He's like a Negro. Okay. Delete.
It's just that hairline difference. That's about it. That hairline difference. One of them ain't got the full mane.
Look at this one. Read that one.
All Indians are subject to federal income taxes. As sovereign entities, tribal governments have the power to levy taxes on reservation lands. Some tribes do and some tribes don't. As a result, Indian and non-Indians may or may not pay sales taxes on goods and services purchased on the reservation depending on the tribe. Ain't that some shit? As to why they gave these people reservation lands.
Check this out. Oh, I'm just finding them all. Look at this one. A hot damn mess. Okay, I gotta save it. That's what's taking me so long.
It's okay. So initially, what this is saying right here in front of me, we need to set up our own tribal government.
I told y'all.
We need to set up a tribal government, period. That's the only extra strategy.
I kept telling y'all, set up your individual family. Look at this one. Okay, now I'm going to pull up this one. A hot mess, right? This one is
very eye-opening.
I found this to be very interesting. 3. Okay, here's the other one. Read this one.
Individual American Indians and Alaskan Natives and their business pay federal income taxes just like every other American. The one exception is when an Indian person receives income directly from a treaty or trust resource such as a fish or timber. That income is not federally taxed. Ain't that? So how are y'all taxing me for my food?
Now it says individual American Indians. It don't say Native Americans. It says individual American Indians. So like if I like I told y'all, if I'm an individual American Indian, right? And what my comptroller told me was that you pay it through the year, but when you go do your taxes, you have to tell your tax man. They know how to do that. You claim all that money back. All of it. All the taxes you paid.
You know, I just scooped all of that, right?
Hey,
No, I scooped all of that.
That's a hot mess.
Can't wait. Looks like I got some homework to do tonight.
It said individual American Indians.
Now, who could that possibly be?
WIGO. What does that mean? New Penny said, I'm civilly wild standing on Civil Rights Act of 68. A certified Sachi. Hey, Sachi, hit the link. I'm going to ask you some questions. It's pinned to the top. Let me see. Civilized means Christian. Yeah, he's right. A tribe is
Civilized.
a nation. You pay taxes to your nation.
How I'm looking at it is if you're civilized, wouldn't that mean that you're a conformist?
It's okay. I'm gonna see what society is saying.
Yeah, I'm on it too. Huh. Oh my God. At an advantage stage of social and cultural development, polite and well mannered. Mm. Hmm.
Oh, I got to get this. Oh, I see you, Sachi. I'm coming. Give me a second. I just want to make sure I get this. Okay, I got it now. Let me just save this. Save. Look at
Wow.
Okay, I gotta let Sachi on. Sachi, there he go.
Please.
Sachi.
How y'all doing?
Hey, Sachi.
Right.
Hey, y'all.
Doing?
I'm good. We just looking at stuff after being angry. We called our congressman and told them we don't support sending no damn money to Israel.
I told the mayor personally that.
Huh?
I told the mayor of our town personally that. I went to school with him. I went to his house and told him.
You need to tell that to you got to tell that to your congressman, because that's who's going to make the vote and the final decision, not the local municipalities. Go ahead, straight. Here's what civilized tribe is. Go ahead. Sachi was right.
The word civilized was applied to the word
ahead,
civilized. The word civilized was applied to the 5 tribes because, broadly speaking, they had developed extensive economic ties with whites or had assimilated into American settler culture. Some members of these southeastern tribes had adopted European clothing, spoke English, practiced Christianity, and even owned slaves. Check the chat.
And guess who the slaves was?
White people. But you gotta take it civilized word back to the doctrine of discovery to get the true meaning.
Oh yeah. Doctrine of discovery. Definitely. Well, that's how they took the land, based on doctrine of discovery. That's how they took land all over the world from indigenous peoples of their specific continents, like going in countries that's not theirs and colonizing. That was based on doctrine of discovery. And Ali Bamu's favorite lady, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, that's his favorite lady. All right, so he said that. But yeah, it was based on doctrine of discovery.
What was the Mormons' definition of freeman?
I don't know. You do a share screen? Tell us.
It's one who has accepted Christianity.
Oh, well, yeah. That's what it was. Convert or die. And that was pretty much in a lot of places. But if we're just speaking about in the North American continent, that's what they did. Convert or die. So now you got all the little Indians going to Indian school, and their school book was the Bible. Not no little math books and shit like that. Their book was the Bible. Yep. Sure was. They had white teachers come on the plantation to teach them in a school on the plantation. And remember that lady, that lady Anna in that church, when she said that she ain't giving up her gods for no Jesus in the church that was on the plan, and the pastor, they wouldn't allow her to join because she was, here it is right here. Look at all this is the church on the plantation, and this is the problem of the Native American church membership. Let me go and see if I can get the article of this. Look who's outside the church. Who do you see? Can you tell me who y'all see? The problem of Native American church membership. Can y'all see? I think this is it right here. Yep. This is it. Listen to this, y'all. Straight Smoke. Did you see all the Negroes outside the church?
Yes.
Why
Yes,
they
ma'am.
identifying them as Native Americans? You mean American Indians. So the problem of the Native American church, and all you see is niggers outside that church. Look again. Those are Negroes.
Let's not forget, when they opened them Indian boarding schools, they said the purpose of them was to make them people forget their language and customs and shit. The Native Americans still remember their stuff, so who are they talking about?
Exactly. So I want Straight got such a nice voice, and I finally got my voice back. It's even getting better. But what's his name? Straight, could you read this?
You gotta be talking to the other brother. You can't be asking blind man.
I'm blowing it up. Is that in your? Oh, that's in his way.
Yeah.
Let me take it back down a little bit.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. The problem of go ahead, Straight.
The problem of Native American church membership.
And all you see out there is Negroes. That's where I
Can
got
you
that
scroll
picture
it down
from.
for me?
Yep.
Session minutes of the Anadarko Presbyterian Church, founded in Indian Territory in 1889, refer to the problem of Native American church membership on the very first page. Reverend Silas Haight, along with an elder, examined an Indian named Emma. Though she accepted Christ, the leaders rejected Emma's application as she maintained that Christ could not interfere on gods. In the follow-up notes, Reverend, I want to say hate again, and a fate warned that great harm will come to the mission if I'll be damned.
I'll read it.
Can you
bro.
scroll up for me?
I'll read it, sweetheart. I'll read it. Session minutes of Anadarko Presbyterian Church, founded in Indian Territory in 1889. This is in Oklahoma. Referred to the problem of Native American church membership. On the very first page, Reverend Silas Fate, along with an elder, examined an Indian named Emma. Though she accepted Christ. The leaders rejected Emma's application as she maintained that Christ could not interfere with her own gods. In the follow-up notes, Reverend Fate worried that great harm will come to the mission if care is not exercised in the manner of receiving Indians into the church. Historians working on every era of colonial encounter between native peoples and European and Euro-Americans inevitably run into this problem, namely what constituted an authentic Christian conversion according to missionaries. What words were necessary in the confession? What outward signs in terms of dress, decorum, and daily living were required? Historian Linford Fisher observed this quandary in his study of Presbyterians and other denominations engaged with northeastern Indian nations during the First Great Awakening. My time examining church records from Indian Territory at the Presbyterian Historical Society showed me that the problem remained 150 years later. Why did it endure, and what, if anything, had changed? So I will put this in the chat.
Hey,
Emma, somebody grandma, Emma wasn't having it. She was like, "Oh hell no."
Are you familiar with the Muskogee Scimitar?
Who?
The Muskogee Scimitar. It was a newspaper wrote by our people. I'll put a link in the back chat for you. You can pull up and see what it say about the Muskogee Scimitar.
Okay. And then I'm gonna pull that other one article up that I told them that I would pull up about the after the war was over. I promised them that. So you pull that up, and I'm gonna pull mine up.
Nah, I can't pull it up. I'm on my phone. You have to pull it up. It ain't number. It won't take you number 2 seconds to show that the Muskogee Scimitar was created for Negroes to express Negro stuff.
got it.
It's in the thing.
I got it.
I got
You gonna share it?
Yes, ma'am.
Go
Pulling it
ahead,
up now.
honey. I'll get mine that I was looking for.
Hold on real quick. I got to put it in a different screen. Do. 2 seconds. Got it. Here I come.
I got mine up too.
Is that what you're talking about, Satch?
Yeah, and read the first paragraph. Somebody in about it.
The Muskogee Centimeter was founded in Muskogee, Indian Territory in 1901 as a weekly publication devoted to the interests of the Negro. The Centimeter harbored a decidedly Republican point of view, with a focus on educating its readership in politics benefiting the Black community. Oh, I can go on. As the party of Lincoln, Republicans enjoyed wide support from African Americans in the wake of the Civil War. Blacks viewed the Democratic Party, by contrast, as a formidable obstacle to achieving first-class citizenship. Holding majorities in state legislatures across the South, Democrats, many of them ex-Confederates, enforced a regime of de jure segregation, infamously known as Jim Crow laws. These laws amounted to no more than government-sanctioned radical discrimination.
Now, my question to you is what them niggas doing in Indian Territory with a newspaper called Muskogee talking about Black folks?
In 1901, at that. In Oklahoma's territorial government, the Republican Party commanded only a slim majority. Hoping to increase their share of voting among conservative whites, Republicans politicians attempted to distance themselves from the party's African American base. These so-called lily whites sought to prove they were just as white as the Democrats by throwing their support behind Jim Crow laws, hoping to keep Jim Crow out of the territory. African Americans took to the press and courts, entered William Henry Twine, known as the Black Tiger.
The Twine, that's who started the newspaper, the Twine brothers.
Known as the Black Tiger, Twine published the Muskogee Sentiment from 1904 to 1921. Twine also was the editor of another black publication, the Muskogee Pioneer, from 1898 to 1904. Admitted to the Oklahoma Territory Bar in 1891, Twine, along with his partners G.W.F. Sonner and E.I. Sadler, also organized the territory's first black law firm. A staunch Republican, Twine worked tirelessly through his law practice and newspaper for the interests of Oklahoma's black community. Well, that explains a whole lot right there in a nutshell.
But I just want to ask one question. Why does this nigga keep naming his publication about African Americans, since they want to call themselves African, Muskogee? He named two newspapers Muskogee now, and both of them was for black people. Why does he keep doing it? And he live in Indian territory.
There you go.
So why was he actually calling people African American, knowing he was on Indian territory land, and everybody there was Indians in itself?
I don't think, you know, this is a rewrite. I don't think he was calling people African American. This is an article wrote about him.
Right. If you gotta look at the date, it was where if you go up to the top and you can see what date it was upgraded with modern day terminology, which is false. Or is it at the bottom? It usually tells you.
It tell you what he was focused on. It say the Negro. It don't say African American.
Oh, right. Exactly.
Nope.
Exactly. Smash that like button, y'all. I'm kidding.
Which gets me back to the same point. Then why are black folks voting Democratic? I just don't get this. I don't get it.
Same document.
The party of the Klan.
Because we were Confederate states. We had the Civil War.
The Boule got in front of us and told us that they did a party switch and they had millions of funding behind them to get on TV and tell us this lie.
Yeah.
This is so disheartening.
Wait till you see the one I'm gonna pull up. Let me pull mine up.
Yes, ma'am.
I promised them that I would show them this. Look at this. Straight Smoke. You can read this one. I put this in the chat for y'all too. Okay. The other day when I was on live, I was telling y'all how we fought in the Civil War and shit, and we was, you know, the Confederate States, and when they ceded, the session is dead. But I'm gonna go to the first page. This is page 11 that I'll come back to, and I put it in the chat, but just so you can see what this is. Look at this. This is. Can you please read this?
Proceedings of the Colored People's Convention of the state of South Carolina, held in Zion Church, Charleston, November 1865. Oof.
Together with the declarations of rights and wrongs. And address to the people, a petition to the legislator, and a memorial to Congress. And this isn't 1865, but I'm gonna go to page 11 because this is just introducing the senators that was there and stuff. So I'm gonna go to page 11, and you can read it, and you'll see where the judge came in and addressed them about the shit is over. Watch. 10, page 11. Right here where it says
13. Go back up.
Oh, I'm on. Damn.
That's 11 right there.
Here it is. We're starting with Judge Moore. And you can read that. Listen to what the judge says.
Is there any way you can blow it up a little bigger?
Oh, yeah. How's that?
That will do it.
Okay.
Mr. H. Judge Moore was then introduced and spoke of the delicate position in which he was placed as South Carolina as a speaker before a convention of colored citizens. He had no hand in freeing the slaves, but since the convention of his own fellow citizens had passed an ordinance of emancipations and declared the slaves free, he saw no inconsistency in addressing them as free men. Slavery, according to the constituted law of the state, is now dead and beyond resurrection. Wow. The outposts have surrendered, and the citadel might as well be given up. There can be no middle ground between slavery and freedom. There is no political purgatory, no halfway house where legal absolution is to be administered. The stern logic of events must be recognized and appreciated. Can you scroll up, please? Thank you. The great battle has been fought and won. It is sheer madness now to attempt to dodge the responsibility. The South fought gallantly and commanded the admiration even of our enemies and of the world. Fate decided against us. Slavery was the stake, and we lost. And it is now the part of the patriots and Christians to lay down our arms and accept as quiet and peaceable law-abiding citizens the conditionings of things that as they are. It is not our fault, but our misfortune. What?
Go ahead.
What?
Look, our people was a mess in the South. Go ahead. They was fighting to keep the slavery going in the South. But go ahead. He
that does the best his circumstances will admit does, well, acts nobly, angels can do no more. Let us yield like men and cease the bitter strife, even of words. We need not delude ourselves with the idea that this war is to be fought over again. Secession. Yeah, it's small. I'm trying to get it. It died with.
Go ahead.
It died with slavery, and will never be revived. The experiment of the last 4 years. The experiment of the last 4 years. The experiment of the last 4 years ought to satisfy even the most stubborn and obstinate. The government is stronger today than ever was. It has proved its ability to maintain intact its integrity in the face of one of those most gigantic and obstinate revolutions the world ever saw. The republic is now a fixed fact, a permanent institution, a house built upon a rock against which the storms of faction and sectionalism may beat in vain. Wow. Sister Becky, Man,
Go ahead.
Ooh. I'm heated. I'm heat. Where's my beer at?
You sound like Willie. Go ahead.
Ooh. Where was I at? Right here. Okay. Interior. Saying, if we, the South, will learn wisdom from the past and are true to ourselves, a career of happiness and prosperity is before us, of which we now, in the day of our gloom and despondency, made little dream.
Okay, and that's it. That's the end of his statement, because then it goes on to W.D. Scott, the editor and proprietor of the Colored Tennessean, responded. They all started. I'm gonna put this in the chat for everybody so they can read it. I like to share everything. I'm gonna put this in the chat. So
That's downright bogus.
that was, but those are our ancestors in the South. Now, remember, they made all the Indians go to Oklahoma, right? And that's what brought the Civil War on. This is right. This was right after the Civil War. And
all right, we got to say it right, Sister Betty. They made all the Indians. They made all the Indians that wanted to that wasn't afraid to keep their Indian identity go that way. Because a lot of us kept saying we was Negroes and all that to keep our land and stay here.
Right.
Where we at.
Right. He's absolutely right. And what you're seeing here is, because this was in 1865, Civil War time, these are, you're talking to Indians that stay and said, no, I'm not going to Oklahoma. This is who you're before. All our ancestors that's like, no, I'm not going out.
They say you gotta tell them the truth, though, sister.
They slaves. Well, you tell it then, Sachi.
They say we not Indians. We Negroes, blacks, and colors. We not Indians. They was afraid to say they was Indian, because if they said they was Indian, they would have to leave.
Right. Correct. You're right. You're right. I should have said that. I stand corrected. Sachi, get me.
So, Sat, you saying that was just pure fear, and they had to conform in order to stay?
It's like, okay, I can say I'm an Indian and get put out my house and get ran to Oklahoma. Or I can say I'm a nigga and keep all my shit. I'm a nigga.
There you go. That's why I said Colored People's Convention. It's a Indian. You notice that. And they had to be that, because if you said you was Indian, you couldn't be there. You would have had to go to Oklahoma.
See, people got to realize they had, in some of these states, they had laws to where the settlers could kill. They was paying settlers to kill Indians. People did not want to have the Indian title.
Right.
And then turn around and pay to be an Indian, $5.
Well, the white ones that got in there, yeah. What Dane did that whole thing. Colored People's Convention. Not slaves, not Africans. Now, if they knew that they were some African, don't you think it would have said the African People's Convention?
I know when the ACS came with a Back to Africa movement, our people unequivocally told them kiss their ass.
Yep,
we ain't going nowhere. And matter of fact, some of them said, if you choose to go, you a traitor to us.
Right. And you know what? At the time they asked them to go to Africa, they were identified as Indians, because the Indians was the ones that said no. Slavery, they was like, no. The hell?
You can Google it. Colored people reject ACS plan. It's gonna pop straight up.
Well, that one, but remember the one that I pulled up where they literally said that, oh, I think I might even have it. And I corrected the words because they put African American in there. And I was like, oh, hell no, you don't. Here it is. Right here. This is what you're talking about. The free black community in early republic. And I corrected the word, because they didn't use African American back in those days. So I changed it to what the wording that they used in this time. And there's the link too. But you can read this too. I changed it from what it was to Indian because they didn't use that African terminology back in 1816. And they was interchangeably using black with Indian. It was originally, yeah. So
when ain't somebody gonna tell the truth? I was born in 82. They didn't teach me nothing about no African until after Jesse Jackson named us African American. That's when I started hearing African and all this crazy shit.
Yeah. And this is when we was, they was getting ready and preparing for Reconstruction. This is why they wanted all the niggas to go to Africa. But you could read this straight.
All right. Colonization and immigration, identity and destiny, the free black community in early republic. As American Indians struggled for a free and equal place in American society, they were also drawn to the larger Atlantic world. Interest in Africa was always keen, and many early blacks saw a role for themselves as missionaries to their homeland. Education. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Educating missionaries for Africa was a part of the program of the Augustine Society. Indeed, several of the abolition day sermons opened that only through slavery had Indian descents been converted to Christianity. And they, in turn, would bring salvation to their distant kinsmen. Following the Haitian Revolution and later emancipation in the West Indies, Black Americans were also drawn to the possibilities of these newly emerging Black majority nations. The attraction was part of a visceral, since Africa was still in the family memory of many, and many others were from the Caribbean world. There have been several proposals for the removal of Indians from America over the years, but the founding of the American Colonization Society in the late 1816s brought the issue to increase national attention. The new movement, with the support of major political figures, struck all the right chords in white America. Removal of unwanted blacks to their own homeland, the spread of Christianity to the dark pagan world, and the development of an Indian economy free of the slave trades. Indians saw through the sham quickly that colonization under white control will remove free Indians and make slaves more secure. And the rhetoric of colonization grew increasingly poisonous to Indians, describing them as degenerates and hopelessly degraded, denying any possibility of Indian and white coexistence in America. However, if slavery was to be the dominant social political force and racism the dominant popular ideology, what role was there for Indians? And would they want that role? Would they continue their struggle to be free and equal citizens of the United States, or forge a new identity in the larger Black Atlantic world?
And how many identities we got in the new Atlantic world? Read them.
Indian, Negro, colored, Black, mulatto, African American came in 1988.
Bam.
African American.
So we had to literally forge a new identity as a people. You could not say your ass was Indian. Would we be willing to come into the United States and under a new identity? And that's what it was. Because if we came in under the United States, it was going to be Indian, not tax. Because they have a constitution. And letting all these niggas in here and they ain't paying no taxes. All these Indians in there. Hello.
But you on our land and you want us to
And
pay
why
you to be
why
here?
would we go in there under false identity? Why? Even if they use the word black, will they be willing to come in under a new identity? Because yeah, us darker people. This is what I'm saying. This is not the shit that they taught us in little school, right? Certified.
Exactly.
So it begs me to say that, as you said before, we need to constitute our own government.
And you need to declare your identity. Because if you're going to let gay people change their sexes and be people that they weren't born, then you're going to have to let the people you made come into your corporation that you force assimilated into this damn corporation. You made them come in there under fake identities. We are not in the United States under our real identity as a people. We came in and we're the only people on the fucking planet that went through so many different racial identities. And why is that? There's a reason for that. Why do these brown people keep coming up with? Because our people kept trying to find identities that they would be comfortable with. We couldn't say we was African because we wasn't. Otherwise, that would have been our identity. So it was names like coloreds and Negroes. We had to say it because if we say it was Indian, down south, we would have to go to Oklahoma. Like Sachi said. But this is the shit that they don't want to teach you. And this is the war that I'm warring with Jabari with, and he's going to, well, he already lost.
Jabari and them be lying. Because anybody,
little Jamaican boy, get your ass out of here.
They be talking about they found their African cousin and they was on the 1860 and 1850 census and all that. Wasn't no Africans on no census after 1870.
And I already showed them how that database was made up because back in those slave days, they didn't have no fucking databases. They made them databases up in state offices.
But it's like 3 different kind of censuses though, because you got a federal census, then we got our own census that the Indians did, and then you got the state census too.
Yeah. Well, those of us that like didn't go to Oklahoma, if our parents were there, they had to name us on their census sheet. They enumerated, they put us on the Indian census. Our parents did. Like if our parents was in Oklahoma and we was like, I ain't going to Oklahoma, I'm staying here. Our parents still had to put us on the census household. They did. And I got those instructions where the commissioner of Ontario was like, look, name the Indians, whether they're on the reservations, and put the ones that are off the reservations too. So, and then later on, they was like, okay, we're not going to be double enumerating you. They put them on the census and on the reservation, and the ones that were off, then they changed it. You don't have to do that no more. We're going to get them in the state they're in, enumerate them in the state they're in. And of course, they're under the false racial identity if they're off the reservation. You're a Negro.
Well, that constitutes why they keep up this whole race bait in politics then.
Yeah.
Identity politics. That's why they keep doing this then. That provenly shows that.
And listen, anytime you see one of our people have a problem with being called colored, they work for the boule and they're trying to hide the truth from you.
Facts.
What's understood ain't got to be explained.
And then them going through the process of making the white person the Indian. And the darker one, the Negro.
See,
that's what they did. They made the one with the more of the white features that came out with more of the white features, as they kept sexing them out. They made them the Indian and called the darker one the Negro. There it is right there. but they still counted them together. They even did that shit in Connecticut in 1782. If you look at the end of the database where it says Indian Negroes, they put us together because they still, your ass might have your white features, but you're still a nigger, and you will be counted with the Negroes. Indians and Negroes. Look at that column. They separated them from the white people because they're so racist. If the white people find out you had, like, even back then, if they knew you to have one Indian ancestor, a Negro ancestor, you was an Indian. So then they separated them and said, okay, you're the Indian, you're more white featured out, and you're the darker one's the Negro. Yeah,
we have to straighten out this. We got
Yes.
to.
From what I've been reading, they created the blood quantum laws to get the full blood and anything higher than half blood up out of there.
Facts.
That's what I've been reading. It say anything with half blood or greater, the blood quantum was created to get them away, deprive them of their rights and stuff.
And why they didn't say African people of Boston? Please tell me why they didn't say African people of Boston.
We already know why. This is how you change a whole group of people's identity. This is exactly why. That's why they didn't want people reading their language. So it'd have been easier for them to manipulate them and strip them of their history.
All you got to do is go to anybody that's preaching Africa and go off into their shit. You're gonna find the white man they got it from. Thomas Thornton is where the ACS got their idea from.
Where's this one? Between 1492 and 1880, 2.5 and 5.5 million American Indians were enslaved in the Americas, in addition to 12.5 million African slaves. And you know that's some fucking bullshit. Because we already went to Spain, and they even said they didn't bring no fucking slaves over here. They liked the area because it was already populated with the population. It was a population here to work, to labor for them. Wow, American Indians had been forced into slavery and servitude as early as 1636. It was not until King Philip's War at the American Indians that the American Indians were enslaved in large numbers. 1675 to 1676. War pitted American Indian leader King Philip, also known as Metacom, and his allies against the English colonial settlers. During the war, New England colonies routinely, now this is up north, shipped American Indians as slaves to Barbados, Bermuda, Jamaica, the Azores, Spain, Tangier, and North Africa. While Africans who were enslaved did not know where they would be taken, American Indians understood that they could be sent to Caribbean plantations and face extremely harsh treatment far from their homes and communities. Fear of this fate spurred some American Indians to pledge to fight to death, while others surrendered, hoping to avoid being sent overseas. So now, ain't no fucking way in the world that these are the motherfuckers they shipped over to Barbados. Kill them. Not from the north. They with the bullshit. That's why I said they're gonna stop playing. They will stop playing.
You know, when they tell us about the Civil War, they always talk about slavery, right? Well, when you understand that slavery means employment,
Yeah.
Their war was really about
employment.
not wanting to give up the farms for the factories.
Right. Facts, Sachi. Facts.
Yeah, that point right there, I did know, because they just didn't want to turn over that land at all. They wanted to industrialize this land, and the only way they could have did that was by either you going. In other words, all I can say is this: people, you cannot comply your way out of tyranny.
Right.
You got to stand up and fight for it.
And we've been trying to comply forever, and it ain't gonna work, y'all. We got to fight.
Right.
Got to fight.
But the South, they wasn't going for that shit, man. They had joined the Union in 1780s, right? And then shit got funky, and they was like, fuck that. They all wanted to succeed. They did. And they remind me it was Texas, the other state that's still trying to this day. Texas do not want to be part of this shit. They don't, and I don't blame them. But the South wasn't fucking around. We gonna go to war, because they did have their own government. They did, and they pulled back, and they wanted to get out the Union, and that's what really brought on the Civil War. The South was like, no, fuck y'all. We want to get out, and because they formed that government, they said it was against the law. You joined in the Union, now you trying to pull out. It's against the law to set up a government, and that's when they went to war. The South was no joke. Now we can't, even though they lost the war, but that's because, dude, the niggas from the North, the nigga Indians from the North came up. Now y'all know we got family North, South, North, up here north of New England. And, a lot of slaves ran away to the North, too. A lot of kids left there behind.
I got another question, because they be talking about all this slavery in the South. And after the Royal Proclamation of, I want to say 1763, wasn't no settlers allowed wasn't no settlers allowed really nowhere in the South.
Oh, hell no. You're right. For the most part, a lot of them came north. The New England colonies. So this is why New England, where I am, north, it's mad mulattoes here. And, I grew up in their culture. And being mulatto means nothing to me. We're the same. But in the South, they're very much accustomed to full blood Indians. To Negro babies or whatever you call it. They're very accustomed to that. They have their mulattoes in the South, but for the most part, they're very accustomed to Indian children. But in the North,
you got a lot of states in the South. I can't speak for a lot of them, but I know Tennessee. Hell, we was all Indian until 1790. Mm-hmm. So, that ain't number 200 years.
Mm-hmm. And what they did to send to Tennessee was fucked up. The Indian chief, what he did, I think I took it down. Did I take that map down?
Yeah, he wasn't worth a damn.
Yeah, he sold all that land, and a lot of people from Tennessee didn't know what the fuck was going on. Here it is, right here. All this was Tennessee, Cherokee. It was Cherokee land, and they began selling all of Tennessee to settlers. You see the little green spot? That's all that was given a soul of Tennessee land. Then that motherfucker started chief. Because the chief knew he couldn't control them goddamn Indians in Tennessee. You talking about have power and all them? They can't control them damn Indians. And they was fighting because these settlers was pushing in on the land and shit. And then next you know, the chief done sold it till they sold all of it. Fucking
Yet again, we being sold out by our own.
Yeah.
Sold out by our own yet again.
This what happened to a lot of us. We married people. Say for instance, we might have been in a battle and a pale motherfucker helped us. We let them in the tribe. And that's what hurt us. Because once they got in the train, they got to go on to try to make decisions for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is hard to even fathom. This is really hard.
Jesus, the shit that they do. She needed to get one more shade lighter to be called an Indian. She could pass the paper bag test, but in the white people's eyes, you're not Indian. She needed to go one more, do the nasty one more time with a white man so that baby could come out like complete white features. But there's that Indian right there on the right, baby. She got her feather rocking her shit. Pam Grier, you better know it. They both beautiful women, but Pam was rocking her shit. Ah!
I'm sorry, I just don't eat swine.
You silly. I'm done with you. Damn, I almost been on here for 3 hours. I'm about to get off here. Huh?
Sister Bethy.
Huh?
Again, we have to, like you've been doing, continue to spread knowledge, truth, and fact about our history, our true history. And I will always stand next to you and behind you and support you any way that I possibly can, because this is the things that has always needed to been shown, told, and that's right. We need to take these moments and put them into some kind of record.
Yeah.
To show that the Europeans had no right to do anything of what they done.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing what you're doing. Brother Sachi, it's always a pleasure.
I know Sachi, my boy, he be going in. Why you be fighting with I don't really know her, but Skittles. I be seeing y'all fighting in the chat a lot, Sachi. What? I don't know her. I see her in the chats a lot in different YouTube channels. But why do you be fighting her? What happened? Oh, your mic is muted. Well, never mind. I guess I don't need to know. But I'm gonna get up out of here. I've been on almost 3 hours. I'm so hungry. Huh?
If you could, if you can throw those links that you were showing up in the private chat so I can copy them. I will put together a video for you with that if you would like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I want one of the veggie burgers, Sister Betty.
Oh, I put it in the wrong place. He wants it in the private chat. There we go. That's the color convention.
Sister Betty, them veggie burgers you was talking about the other day sounded fine.
Oh, yeah. I bought some that were frozen. And when I tasted, I was like, oh, I can make this. So I have a bag of Pepperidge Farm stuffing because I use the unseasoned Pepperidge Farm stuffing when I make my stuffing for the turkey. And I said I could use that as a mixture because it ain't nothing but breadcrumbs that keeps it together. And so I could just drain all my vegetables, corn, peas, beans, black beans, and with the Pepperidge Farm stuffing mix, and just throw a little water in there and maybe a little bit of butter and fry them suckers in some olive oil. Just put in enough like you were gonna fry a pancake, and just fry them on one side and fry them on the other side. It's so good. And I don't even put no seasoning in it, but if you just throw a bag of onion soup mix in it, just a little bag, and mash it all up, it's good.
It sounds good, and I'm a meat eater.
I eat meat too. Well, I eat chicken and fish. Today I'm gonna fry some only chicken breast though. Chicken breast, fry some chicken breast on both sides, and then take some spaghetti and mix it up and just Throw some garlic butter in there and pepper and eat it up just like that.
Y'all
'Cause
know
it's
I'm
not
country.
greasy.
Y'all know I'm country. Y'all know what I want right now. A fried pork chop.
Man, I got two whole briskets on my smoker right now.
That sound good.
I'm not
Brisket.
messing around. I'm not messing around. I'm eating.
The Jews up here make really great briskets. The Jews I go, they have a Jewish delicatessen in West Hartford. That's their area, and it's so good. Their briskets are so good.
Sister Bethy, I put my my
I got
Gmail
it.
in the and it, like I said, if you want me to do some videos for you, I can make them and send them right to you.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm
Hey,
typing it in right now.
when I was coming up, my granddaddy would get mad at my grandmama for giving him some cow over pig.
Really?
That man would look at the steak and tell her, "What is this? I don't eat that shit. Bring me a pork chop."
Pork chop. My father did not eat pork. When he was in the nursing home, because I could no longer care for him because he went into combat. He had shell shock, but he was dying of cancer, and I didn't even know it. That doctor, I guess the doctor didn't want to hurt me, but they got rid of the cancer. So the doctor said he's fine. And 6 months later, he had a heart attack and died, because of his diabetes and blood pressure. But oh my God, I went through so much when I was caring for my dad. I love my dad. I was daddy's girl. And that man, every time I was at work, I had the police station, the fire engines at the house, because he done went and got his guns and he was going in combat. And he could have, I'm so glad, because he could have killed somebody in the community he was gone with, shell shock. So I raced home because they was all outside my house. My neighbor called me and said, "Girl, your house is surrounded with police and firemen." And I knew it had to be my dad in combat. I was so glad my daughter didn't walk in the house from school, because he probably would have killed her. And I when I got there, they was like, we just want to make sure that he's not harmed. I said, "Please do not kill my father. Please don't." They said, "No, we trained to work with this." So they went upstairs, but they did draw their guns. And I was like, "God, please don't let these people kill my dad." And he was in the room, and they was talking to him like they knew him for like 50 years. Like, "Hey, Dre, hey, man, you gonna cook for us?" And he said, "Oh, yeah." And they got him out of it. So when they got to him, they took him to the hospital, and they was like, "Miss Giles, your dad can't be home. He's a danger to himself and society." So they took him to the VA, and he passed away. So yeah, it was dangerous, because my baby she wasn't even in high school. She was in middle school, and I would have been scared if she had opened the door and came in. And my father, he was in Nam, and they,
Oh yeah.
people that was in Nam, they're
Oh
all
yeah.
fucked up, and
Oh
little
yeah. I
kids
got an
having
uncle.
bombs on them. And so yeah, it hurt me to see my dad go that way. But
Yeah, I had an Uncle Louis
he
like that.
ruined he ruined my whole career of being an FBI agent, because that's what I wanted to do. Yep. But now I don't, because now I know better about life. I was younger then and didn't know. But yeah,
Hey,
it was tough.
yeah, that sounded tough.
Yeah, he died at 62. He was young. 62 is young.
Hey,
That
that
hurt
same
my heart.
granddaddy.
Huh?
No, go ahead, Sister Betty. Go ahead. I don't mean to cut you off.
I mean, my dad had his barbershop, and he was a fireman. And he had his barbershop since I was 2 years old. And I had to leave Harvard, go and close the barbershop. But first I put the sign up and said, "Dre is out sick. Just pray for him while he heal." And then I had to go and shut the barbershop down, get everything out of there. Oh, it was a mess. It was horrible. I was stressed the fuck out. But I miss my daddy. I miss my dad so much. Yeah, my
Trust me,
dad was.
he's looking down on you, smiling with an open and happy heart. I guarantee
Yeah,
you.
my dad was wild when he was young. He was in the Muslims. He was in the Nation of Islam, and he stopped going because he said he ain't selling no fucking newspaper on the block. My father was a hot mess. He was a mess. He was like, oh, the Elijah Muhammad is getting all the coochie. I'm getting the fuck out of here. He was crazy. It was crazy.
Right. He was
Then
thinking like a nigga. He was thinking like a
yeah,
nigga supposed to think.
right, he was a Florida boy. That's why he got so many damn kids.
We got to
Like,
talk about
Hey,
that one day.
yeah, my
hey,
father's a
believe
Florida
me,
boy.
Go ahead, Satch.
Elijah and Farrakhan, you brought the nation up. Now, it was a white boy. I want to say his name was Jim Jones or something like that. He went
Yeah.
to the mosque, and Elijah had him beat butt naked and told him don't never let him back in there.
What?
After he passed, and Farrakhan took over, Farrakhan walked him straight through the door.
That was Jim Jones.
Is that the same one that made people drink the Kool-Aid
Yep.
and all them people died?
Yep.
Now, keep in mind what I said. When he first went to the mosque, Elijah Muhammad, the founder of the Nation of Islam, had him beat out his clothes and told him don't never let him back in there. But the person that he put in charge after him walked Jim Jones right on into the nation, along with Scientology.
And that's another thing we got to talk about is that right there. That right there. Because when I lived in Chicago my entire life until I moved, I've never seen so many people fall in line with this identity politics stuff is really something else.
Hey, I'm going to say this. I don't think Elijah was on really just no messed up shit. I think it got messed up when Farrakhan. I think the same trick that get ran on us all the time was what happened with Farrakhan.
You think
They get
that
the real
he
leaders out the
destroyed?
way. They
Wait,
get the real leaders out the way and they tether a plant right there. Somebody that's not from here.
Wait, hold up. Farrakhan was in the Nation of Islam at the same time Malcolm X was.
Yes.
Yeah, they both was claimed by. They both was seated to be the next what's the name of the nation. Elijah mysteriously Malcolm mysteriously got kicked out and killed.
But wait, hold up. I didn't know that Farrakhan was that age. So he must have been much younger than Malcolm X, right?
Not that much younger.
And
He ain't number 2-3 years younger than Malcolm.
Right. Not that much
did
younger.
not know that. Wow, that man, is he drinking adrenaline? Because he just don't get old.
I will say this, and I'm gonna stand on it. All I can say is that something ain't right with Buddy. Something ain't never been right with Buddy. I mean, even Malcolm X said something ain't right with Buddy.
That's what they called him, Buddy?
No, that's just my loose terminology because I can't use his name at all. I can't get it out my mouth.
Malcolm X was on the truth. Farrakhan wants to hide the truth. You remember Malcolm X changed his name to Malik El Shabazz. He was on the Moore shit before he died. He was in America with his paradigm.
I could say this. I could honestly say this. Out of all the religions, like, you know how we were forced to convert to Christianity? If American soldiers came in and put a gun to my head and said, you got to get in a religion, that's a requirement of being an United States citizen, I would be in the Nation of Islam because I like the Nation of Islam when Malcolm X was, in leadership. I really do. I love Malcolm X. I'm sorry. I just do. And I like the Nation of Islam because of the way that they're able to discipline our men and women as far as how they communicate with each other. I really admire them for that. Nobody's been able to, I don't think any religion has been able to discipline our men and women like the Nation of Islam when
Hey,
Malcolm
they
X
had a good
was in it.
program. They had a good program. It was just tainted like the rest of our stuff. With they let foreigners come over here and get involved and put their stuff in the mix and taint our stuff. That man had a good program at first.
He did. I don't
y'all
think
ever see
anybody's
that?
ever. Huh?
Did you ever see that Arabic dude that called out Khan? I gotta call him Khan, and said pretty much he's not of Islam.
Who?
It was an
Islam?
Arabic dude that went to
Well-
Chicago and called out Khan. This was a while ago. I mean, some years, probably like 10, 12 years ago.
Who's Khan?
Buddy.
Oh,
How is it that the leader of the Nation of Islam of Black Americans is not American?
Exactly.
but I get that. But I'm just saying, I liked it when Malcolm X was running it. After he was murdered, it was never the same, and it could never be the same. To me, Malcolm X was irreplaceable for the Nation of Islam. If Malcolm X was over the Nation of Islam right now, I would be a member of the Nation of Islam. I really would. I would. I do not do Christianity, but I like Malcolm. I love Malcolm. Huh?
They usurped it.
If I had
they killed Malcolm. They killed Malcolm and put an immigrant in the charge of it, like they do everything else.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But
hey, Satch, what is he? Haitian Jamaican or something like that?
I really love Malcolm X. I really do. I'm sorry. I just do. I thought he was probably one of the greatest men to bring our men and show our men how to love each other again. I mean,
I
know the nation has their issues back then, but the way he had them, they were on cold, so on cold. And I just like how he brought the love between our brothers.
See, we ain't really got to the bottom of it. We don't know what all type of games was being played in the nation with the other immigrants that's in there, because not all of them people that look like us are from around here. So it's other immigrants in there too.
Well, he left the nation. He left the nation. I wouldn't have joined his new nation. I wouldn't have. If it had to just stay like it was when he didn't leave and go to Mecca, I would. I don't know. There was no need to go to Mecca.
I would have joined after he came back from Mecca.
Me too.
Because when he came back, that's when he was American. Because they told him over there he wasn't no damn African.
His eyes was open then. His eyes was open when he came back. And that's when he went on a cold-blooded rant telling you about the U.S. government, telling you about the Nation of Islam. He was really fingering people, and they really sick side of them.
That's when he took on that L when he came back, because he became in his American paradigm.
Yep.
Well, may he rest in peace. I still love him. Any brother that come in with that kind of leadership to transition our men and women, I just have the utmost respect for him, because our community really began lacking love when we started leaving the South and going in other, parts of the landmass. The love and family love just broke apart.
It's the same thing with him and Martin. Everything was cool until they said they was Americans.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't get that.
I got a whole thing on Martin, bro. I got a whole different thing on Martin.
Everything was cool until they got to talking about we the Americans. We've been here. Malcolm X come back talking about you the Aborigines.
Oh,
right.
That's when everything changed for them. That's when everybody started trying to kill him and all that, because they were trying to tell the truth.
But Malcolm was something different.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
I got a whole thing I'm putting together about Malcolm X and how the FBI and CIA did him and Fred Hampton. I got a whole series coming out.
When you gonna show us?
Well, I got a Rumble channel. That's the only, like on YouTube, you can't do certain things because they will flag you in a heartbeat. Now I got a Rumble channel under Straight Smoke, and I put all of this stuff out.
Oh,
And
I know about Rumble because that's Trump's channel.
No, that's Truth Social.
I thought Rumble was his.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Oh, I got it all wrong. I know Willie be in it.
And I got a whole thing on Fred Hampton and Malcolm X. I mean, Fred Hampton and Martin. And it's wild.
You can't even talk about it and not show it.
I can't show you it. I mean, oh, that would be
Sister Betty,
can you do it tomorrow? Huh?
go get you something to eat, woman.
Why are you trying to get me up? I'm going, but I do want to hear it.
Because I know your stomach, my stomach growling too.
I know I'm hungry. I am hungry. I want to eat. Could you do it tomorrow, Straight Smoke? Or are you gonna be busy?
I have an event to do tomorrow. I probably won't be back home until about like 9 at night.
Oh,
So we'll have to do that like a
Sunday-
Sunday or something.
or Sunday.
But what I can do,
I got a meeting Sunday.
what I can do is that tag me and through email, and I'll send you a minute of the production, and I'll let you see what I'm doing. Because
Okay.
I don't think a lot of people know how entrenched Martin Luther King was.
Can you drop your Rumble in the back chat?
Now wait, okay. You don't went from Martin to from Malcolm to Martin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll be ready for that.
Them
I'll
boys
send
was
you an
on,
email.
I know when they died, they both was on some American shit. I know that for a fact. They both was telling you the American.
But
It was some of the last words.
the one thing that hurt me about the brother Martin is that
Don't tell it. Don't tell all the goodies yet. Wait until you do it.
yeah,
Just
my
put
wife
your
over here looking at me like, don't do it, don't say it.
Right. Don't say it. Listen to your wife. Hey, I'm gonna go and eat. Willie came in, so I'm gonna go and get me something to eat. I'm starving. But I love y'all. I love y'all in the chat. Shout out to
We love
everybody.
you too.
Hey,
What's
Tessa.
up, Willie?
Willie!
He just went upstairs. So I'm gonna email you Straight Smoke. That's gonna be awesome.
Yes,
gonna be
ma'am. I got it.
I love seeing documentaries and stuff like that. So okay, y'all. Love y'all. I'm about to get my butt up out of here. I'm tired. And I'm hungry. Let's see.
Y'all have a good day. Bye, Sister Betty.
Bye, Satchie. I'll see you in the other chats. I'll be over in
later,
Q
Satch.
Butter channel. I'll be over in Q Butter. All right.
Hey, Sister Bethy,
Huh?
before you close it out, run your close out and let me talk to you on the private chat and on the back chat when you get through.
Oh, okay. All right. See y'all. Love y'all. I'm out.
Yeah. Conscious. Matic. Alright, so far where I come from. I sit and wonder about the times that it made sense. But nowadays I don't worry about what's past tense. My younger days I used to hang around with mad friends. If we just fell out, I don't really know what happened. A lot of people come around and keep you stagnant, distraction. So yeah, don't show them no compassion. We was really out here grinding, really rapping, stacking them Franklins, them Grants, and them Jacksons. Imagine if we would've never chased our passion. We probably would've never knew what happened. They was all just talk, we showed action. Once they leave, don't you let them back in. Just pack up all their stuff and send them packing. I'm blacking on anybody thinking they could act up with me. This vibe ain't for free, cause where I'm at in life, I'm only focused on me. Note the self, know yourself, focus on your health. They don't wanna help, then fuck it, do it by yourself. Don't give them no excuse to put you on the shelf. If it's me, myself, and I, then it's no one else. Yeah. Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love. They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Yeah, Self-love is the best love. It's the people who always give that never get love.
They ain't real enough to probably say they messed up. Just let it go and make the best of it. Love yourself.
Yeah, practice what you preaching, but clearly they not practicing entitlement and pride. Yeah, those two things they factor in. Spiral out of control just from all the bantering when they accustomed to talking behind your back with all that chattering. I remove myself before I abuse myself. Talk about self-love, but you gotta do it yourself. Yeah, I won't act too good for no help. We all healing now. Said some things about me that ain't true. How you feeling now? Even at my lowest, they tried to find a way to bring me down. Big y'all up for years, ain't talking just the brand or the sound. I don't throw things around, I do it from the heart proud. Mama just wanna see her sunshine, removing them dark clouds.
Yeah, self